So thank you everybody for joining. Welcome to our first introduction to TSANet based on the new TSANet Connect 2.0 platform. So similar to the other introductions to TSANet, I'll provide some brief overview of TSANet, but then we'll dig into, for this session, about TSANet Connect 2.0, the web app, and I'll also do a quick demonstration of it as well. So for those kind of new to TSANet, just a summary, it is set up as a not-for-profit collaborative alliance. We've got over 900 plus members currently today, and everyone's really working together to improve their shared customer experiences. So you can see some common logos on here, but obviously 900 plus companies really does cover just about anyone in the technology industry. When you look at the member benefits, we've got two general areas. The first is the multi-vendor collaboration, which of course will be the focus of this session. But then the other area is a support community, and those are really experienced through the regional focus groups, which of course all open group members have the ability to attend those. So standard, premium, elite members, they can join one of the regional focus group meetings, and I'll share a little more detail about that as well. And then the TSANet collaboration framework, I would say that this is definitely now realized with TSANet Connect 2.0. Common customer one off to the left has really been the legacy process. Of course, it's still a common thing today. This is kind of the meet in the market. You meet the customer because you meet the vendor because the customer has built your solution in the marketplace. So that's the default way of collaborating with members and still very common today. But we've seen a lot more of the, we'll call it more formal partnerships, alliance partnerships. Those happen through technology partner programs. In general, it flows under a valid configuration. You might find the solution in a marketplace, and many members such as Red Hat, VMware, Nutanix are hosting their partner programs on the platform. And then the third, strategic partnerships, I would say this is one that is now enabled by Connect 2.0. So this would be OEM, solution support, places where you have a much closer relationship with your members. And maybe in the past, you've done a B2B, or maybe you've logged into their extranet, or you've had kind of some direct relationship with them. But now I think with Connect 2.0, you'll see that TSANet can support that as well. So the idea is here is we certainly want all your partnering workflows to be able to be supported on TSANet. The regional focus groups, as I said, all general members are able to join these. We've got them in each of the regions, so North America, Europe, India, Japan, and Australia. You can find information on that on our website. You can find out when the next sessions are. We do always send out invitations to those. And here in the last couple of years, we've really had blended sessions. So if you're able to travel and attend in person, of course, that's preferred. You get the best experience and networking out of that. But if you're not, you can attend remotely as well. And then we've been starting to record some of the sessions also. So for example, a few months ago in RTP, Cisco hosted it, and a lot of the sessions were based on AI, and we recorded those. So you can take a look at the website and view some of those recordings, maybe get a little sense of what's discussed at the regional focus group meetings. And then the membership levels, I just want to spend a little bit of time on this. Obviously, it's been in place now for a couple of years. We have for general membership, standard, premium, and elites. And of course, elites are able to bring on limited members. Those come through co-branded partner programs. And then, of course, once a limited member is on the platform, they can expand to other relationships with elites as well. So this is definitely how TSANet has grown to 900 members over the past 10 or so years. So we do see limited membership as a good way to kind of onboard your partners, make sure it's an easy way to set up a bi-directional collaboration. And we've been pretty successful with that. So this is the new collaboration process, and I'll highlight what some of the changes are based on the previous generation system. So the previous generation system really the process stopped at step number 3. So you go in and you search for a member. It shows you the process form. You fill it out. You press submit. It flows over to the receiver system, and they give an initial response back. And that's really where the previous system stopped. At that point, you work outside the system, sending emails, getting on phone calls, WebEx, however you wanted to solve it. But the system really stopped tracking at that point. And we have enhanced for Connect 2.0. And again, it doesn't not matter if you're using the web or the API or the Salesforce connector. It all works the same and all has the same functionality, where now you can also update the response and you can add notes. So now it really has an end-to-end collaboration process and really support through the whole collaboration mechanism. So that is the new Connect 2.0 flow. We take a look at the new system, and again, this is going to be focused on the web app. We do have future sessions that we plan to show you the Salesforce, potentially some of the other API integrations, but for this session, we're really going to focus on the web app. And you go to connect.tsanet.org just like you always have. You can put your company in there and search for it, and it'll bring you to your login page. Alternatively, you can go directly to your login page. So it has changed from the 1.0 system. It's been simplified now to really be just your domain.tsanet.org. So again, if you search for your company and you go to the landing page, you'll see what I'm talking about. But for example, it'd be like a redhat.tsanet.org or nutanix.tsanet.org. So just simply your domain.tsanet.org. And there you'll be able to log in. You'll be able to create an account. Also, Premium Elite members, you can configure single sign-on. And you'll see that that is a requirement for the new collaboration feed. So I would say if you are a Premium Elite member and you haven't enabled single sign-on, that would be a good action to take here in the coming days. Once you log into the system, it really is the same as the version 1. So this is why I think the training is not super complicated. It really works exactly like the previous system. You find a partner, it shows you the process form, you fill it out, set the priority, it still shows you all the stuff it used to do, and you press submit. So that first user experience of finding a partner and making a collaboration request is exactly like it's always been. The email handshake is also like it's always been. So you'll receive an email back saying the collaboration has been sent over to the receiver. And then when you receive the initial response, that will come back. And again, it will include the contact details as well. So you'll still be able to see, what their case number is, what the contact information is. All that is still like it was in the past. So no changes there whatsoever. The change comes now, and you'll see when I demo the system, that we've pulled your collaboration requests up into the home page. So you'll see when you log in, you can see your active cases. There's a selector there that you can view all your company cases, your ones past 30 days. So now you'll be able to quickly get to your collaboration requests, and you'll be able to click into them to see an enhanced view of the collaboration. And if you take a look at that detail view, you're going to see that you see the details of the case, all the kind of metadata that has to do with, who is a submitter, who is a receiver. You'll see the escalation instructions. You will see that you can update the initial response. So for example, the engineer changes, and then you can also add notes. And the notes really work just like, for example, LinkedIn InMail. So it will send the user an email. It will contain the note, and it'll have a button where they can click and come back and add another note. So it's very intuitive and very easy to receive notes and add notes on the system. And then you can see this new collaboration feed, and this will show you the history of the notes and the activity, any initial response changes, all of that will be shown in the collaboration feed. And for that to show up, that is a requirement to have single sign-on enabled. For security reasons, I really wanted to make sure that the system is very secure to show that level of detail in history. And you'll see a message if you don't have single sign-on. It'll basically let you know that single sign-on is not enabled and to click to contact us, and we'll assist in setting that up. But this is really the new part of the system, expanding it to that area where now you're able to collaborate back and forth. I would say this has been the #1 feedback that we've had from the system over the years, and hopefully well received from the users. So with that, I am going to switch over to demo mode and just give you a little tour of the system. So a few things changed on the homepage, but again, I think fairly obvious. We've moved to just text navigation. We used to have some icons here. Again, you could hover over and see what they were, but we felt just from a user experience standpoint, let's just go straight with the text. And you can see, homepage. If you have an admin interface, that still works as previous, where you can manage the system and reports, see the groups you're in, all of those types of things. Obviously, if you don't have admin privileges, you won't see that. Events will simply take you over to all of the events that are blogs. You can see here on the bottom, the feed shows the last 3, so there's some kind of information there. Training is going to take you to member resources, where you will find training, whether that's end user training, admin training, recordings, future sessions, and I'll talk about that a little bit in the next step. So training's here as well. Profile, obviously, you can go and change your password, email, phone, all those types of things, and then log out. And then the system will display your membership level, and then the logo for your organization. But as we were saying before, this first user process, right, of collaborating with a member, that has not changed at all. So that still is exactly the same. It'll be very familiar with all of your users. The piece that has changed, as you can see, the cases are showing up here. So here's a collaboration that I just initiated. Again, the partner hasn't responded yet, so it's still open. If I look at my company cases, here you can see there was an inbound that came in, again, a while back. I can drill into this one. I can see the case information on each side. I can see that I can update the response. I can see the escalation instructions, and then I can see the collaboration feed. And again, it will show you all of the history that's gone on. Here you can see a name change with assigned engineer, notes and things like that. And again, very, very straightforward. You can go in to add a note. Again, that's going to add into the collaboration feed. It's also going to trigger an email over to the other member. And that email will be able to see the note, and they'll see a button where they can click to add their own note. So again, very similar look and feel and process to LinkedIn email or virtually any other system that has some type of messaging component to it. So hopefully your users are going to find this very intuitive, very helpful, since now they can do the messaging within the system. They don't have to go outside of the system, send emails, place phone calls. Obviously, that's still possible for you to do. So there's nothing wrong with calling the customer or sending emails outside the system, CCing them. So you have all that information to work that way if you choose to. But I do see a lot of members, wanting a more full-featured collaboration platform, and I think this is going to provide it. And then the other thing, and again, it's more look and feel. Again, you can see the feed coming here. So this is always going to show you, news, maybe latest events. You can see, we've got some user training that's coming on the 24th. So these are places where we're going to announce different things, and you'll be able to click on those, register, or do what have you based on the blog. Okay, so I'm going to pause here and let's open it up for a couple of questions to see if anyone has any questions at this point. There's a Q&A that you will see. So if you do have a question, go ahead and post, and we'll spend a little time on that before I get into the next steps for members. While I'm waiting, let me transition back to the slides. Don't see any questions yet. So let me get back to, oh, here we go. Here's one question. Are you able to share files via the case, or is that secure for data protection reasons? Excellent question. So you are not able to exchange files in the system. What we see members wanting to do is use their approved file exchange processes. So for example, you could, on your initial response, if you go back here, let's just, take a look at this. What we see happening would be the member putting in their initial response, please upload files here, right? Or again, if you want to exchange a file in a secure manner with a member, you can do that by adding a note and creating a link to your secure file store. So we see that as really the process that members want to do, and you are 100% right. Starting to exchange files definitely starts creating some security challenges, and most members already have a very secure way of exchanging files, and they want to stick with that agreed process. But what we do see, and again, I think this is where you're going to see the system enhanced over time, is if there's a default process and the member wants to show that or expose that during case submission or initial response, then that can be automated as part of that process. So the idea is, hey, we probably don't want to store files on our platform, and we'll say kind of feed them to members in an outside method. We want to integrate with whatever approved file exchange process they might have. Okay, any other questions, or did that answer your question? Hopefully. Okay, so back to the slides. I just want to kind of highlight a little bit what we see as next steps for members. So everyone is live with the new web app as of Friday. So that is all in place. If your users go there, they're going to see the new interface that I just showed. We do have recordings and materials for training of the new web app. As you can see, it's not that complicated. So the training, I think, is about 6 minutes. So that could be something that you announce internally. Hey, there's a new TSANet web app. Please click here to view the training. If you have key users or folks that are kind of maybe more responsible for the system, and you want to have a more detailed training, we are going to have some regional sessions on July 24th. So if you click on that, you'll see the different sessions, the time zones, and you can register for those. So what I would encourage on that side is, yes, if you've got some escalation engineers or key users that are in the different regions, that is definitely a good opportunity to do that. The other thing that we're certainly open for as well, and you can just simply send an email to myself or Brittany, is if you feel that you want a company-specific training session, we're happy to do that as well. So whatever we need to do to make sure you've got the the training and whatever awareness materials you need. We're here to supply that. So certainly we want the high focus on the web app. We really want to get the usage up. We've got some new monitoring stuff for users and successful collaborations, unsuccessful collaborations. So I think you'll see a bit more interaction with users if we see for some reason maybe they went to the site and they didn't leave with a collaboration. We want to kind of know a little bit more about that as well. So we're trying to get a little more insight into that. So if you're a business manager on the call, you might get pulled into some of those things if we find some issues related maybe to your inbound process or some issues related to members your users are trying to find. But ultimately, we do want to make sure that the users are finding the companies they want and they're successful collaborating with them. And then the next thing, if you are an elite member, or I would even argue if you're a premium member, we're certainly open to looking at this with you as well. But we do have a Salesforce package, and we have a full API that is capable of integrating really to any system. So there's quite a few strategies for that. We have an integration guide. Again, we have a Salesforce package. It's unlocked. We're already demoing that and working with a couple members to move that into production. The link that I provided is to a webinar that we had on May 7th, but we'll have one again in the future, specifically focused on Salesforce. But again, I think anyone that is on a different system, whatever CRM system that happens to be, I think kind of visualize, hey, how would this work inside of my Microsoft Dynamics or my ServiceNow or my Zendesk or whatever it happens to be. And then I think we're also going to be taking a look at sending out a survey to all the members to really kind of understand a little bit the current state of your systems and workflow. So try and understand, does it make sense to also have an app for Microsoft Teams or Slack or what have you? So one of the nice things about Connect 2.0 is you don't have to select what interface you want to give your users. So you could have the web app available to some users and the Salesforce app available to other users and a Slack app available to another subset of users. So it's not a use one approach. They're all accessing the same data. They're all able to work in harmony within the same member. So I think that flexibility makes it very very powerful to kind of get your users what they want. So with that, I know we've got a bit more time. I am going to open it back up for questions. So we'll see if there's any new questions. And yes, we got it. So the question about SLAs implemented and monitored. So they are. So if you look at the process, you can see this little SLA timer. So what happens in the system is when you go and you make a collaboration request, let's just look at that. So you make a collaboration request, you can see where you select a priority, right? And you can see what the initial response SLA is intended to be. So what happens when you press submit, we trigger an SLA timer and we watch for that initial response coming back. And if the initial response does not come back, we trigger an escalation process that sends emails to managers and those types of things. We'll get involved also if there's some systemic issues. So certainly one of the things that I would say has helped make the first version of the system is we really kind of focused on making sure you get an answer back from the partner. But now I think with the expanded ability to add notes, view the history, now we're solving the second one, which is, hey, maybe sometimes during the collaboration, the partner stopped responding, the partner didn't give me an update or what have you. So hopefully this will give full transparency throughout the collaboration as well. But to answer your question, yes, we do monitor the SLAs, and that is all embedded in the system. Okay, is there a way to CC an external system like Salesforce while updating the case in TSANet Connect? So there is a way. I think this is something where we want to have a conversation because a lot of times email is a bit messy. And we would certainly prefer, if you're running Salesforce, to actually look at the Salesforce package. Way more robust than email. But if email is all you have, we do have this concept of outbound process BCC and inbound process BCC emails. So this is an email that can be blind copied on any outbound or inbound collaboration. So for example, if you have some email integration into Salesforce or some other type of system, or you just have a escalation alias with all your managers are on there and you want to make sure that they have visibility, you can update those email aliases for that. So I'd say that's certainly one solution to that, but the second solution also, which I think is a lot more robust, is the full Salesforce integration. But I do know sometimes that's not a quick thing for everyone. Okay, I think I got all the questions, but got just a couple more minutes if there's any more questions that people have. And again, I would really encourage you to use this as an opportunity to reach back out to your users, relaunch TSANet Connect, really get the users to take a look, use it, give feedback if anything is wrong. Obviously, reach out to myself or Brittany. We're really certainly wanting this to be a success. So any issues you find or things that you like to see improve, we're certainly listening, and those are the types of things that certainly take priority. Okay. I will say if there's no other questions, we'll give you guys a couple minutes back to your day. Again, I certainly appreciate your time to attend this. We will have a recording. We'll send that out to all the folks that are registered. So if you had a coworker that wasn't able to join, you can certainly forward that on to them. And then, like I said, we've got the training sessions that are more kind of public on the 24th. You can pick your time zone, have your key users schedule that. But again, if you want a session that's just for your company, we're happy to set that up as well. Okay, so appreciate your time, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.